Hello, dear students. I welcome you all on behalf of Sri Jayendra Rank Zone classes. Dear students, we are in continuation of the chapter that is plant breeding. And today in this lecture, we are going to talk about the how the plant breeding is performed for the improvement of food quality. So, to get a improved food quality, it is known that and it is estimated data that more than 840 million people in the world do not have adequate food, means they are not getting gaining a proper amount of food to meet their daily food requirement or nutritional requirement. Means what is the daily food requirement is that the more than 840 million people are that who are suffering from this inadequacy of the food and nutritional requirements. And if we consider a far greater number than the previous this 840 million, that 3 billion people suffer from the micronutrient protein and vitamin deficiencies. And these 3 billion people who suffer from a micronutrient protein and vitamin deficiency, they get a proper food, but the nutritional quality in their food is not proper, so they are suffering from the hidden hunger. Means the diet show deficiency in some proteins, vitamins, and micronutrients because these people cannot afford to buy adequate vegetables, fruits, and legumes, as well as fish and meat. So they cannot afford to buy enough fruits, vegetable, legumes, fish, and meat. So diet lacking essential micronutrient like iron, vitamin A, iodine, and zinc increase the risk of diseases. Okay, so the food does not contain essential element or it lack this particular iron, then this increase the risk of diseases. It reduces the lifespan and affect the mental abilities. So here to get a improved food quality, a breeding of crops is carried out with a higher level of vitamin and minerals, higher level of vitamins and minerals, or a high protein and healthier fat. Okay, so breeding crop with the higher level of vitamins and minerals or a high protein and healthier fat is called a biofortification. Okay, so we are going to make a cross, we are going to breeding of a crop which has a higher level of vitamin and minerals or higher protein and healthier fat. That is biofortification. And it is the most practical means to improve our public health. So if we give a nutritional food to the people, then it will be better that disease resistance will be disease will be decreased and the people will get a good food. So biofortification aim at breeding a crop with a high level of vitamin, mineral, and protein diet. So if we want to do a breeding for improved nutritional quality, then it is undertaken with the objective of improving. What are the objective of this biofortification? So if we talk about the objective of biofortification with the improvement of nutritional quality of plant, it aims in improvement of protein content and quality. So here protein content and quality is going to be improved. Then oil content and quality need to be improved. Then vitamin content, there is no quality because there is types of vitamin, so vitamin content need put to be enriched, and the proper micronutrient and mineral content. If all these are improved in the food, then this will help to particularly improve the public health. So here if we talk, there are some cereals. If we take some example, there are cereals that are commonly deficient in lysine and tryptophan. So cereals are commonly deficient in lysine and tryptophan, where develop sorry, there are some cereals which are commonly deficient in lysine and tryptophan. While it is known that legumes are commonly deficient in sulfur containing amino acid like methionine and cysteine. So while legumes are commonly deficient in, so cereals are deficient in lysine and tryptophan, and legumes are deficient in methionine and cysteine. So to improve this particular legumes and cereals, biofortification is done. And if you take examples of biofortification here, then examples of biofortification, it is known that in the year 2000, maize hybrids were developed that had a twice the amount of lysine and tryptophan compared to the existing maize hybrids or existing maize varieties which were developed. So this maize hybrid which was developed in 2000 has a high, we can say, lysine and tryptophan amino acid content. Now it is also known as Atlas 66 variety of wheat has a high protein content. Okay, Atlas 60 is a wheat variety which has high protein content, and it has been used as a donor for improvement of cultivated wheat. So it has been used as a donor for improving cultivated wheat. Apart from this, iron fortified rice developed, okay, and this iron fortified rice, iron rich, we can say, rice have 5 times as much iron as in usually consumed rice. 5 times much iron in this iron rich varieties. And this is the golden rice, contains beta carotene, and that can form a vitamin A. Okay, so golden rice is also an example of this. Apart from this, if we talk about the three lysine rich varieties which were developed in India, three lysine rich variety developed in India are Protina, Shakti, and Ratan. These are the three varieties which are lysine rich varieties which are developed in India. Now, apart from this, if we talk, it is known that IARI, that is a Indian, we can say, agriculture research institute which is located in Delhi, has also developed several vegetable crops that are rich in vitamin and mineral, which are rich in vitamin and mineral. And such examples are the vitamin A enriched varieties developed by IARI, and these enriched crops are carrot, then we can say a pumpkin, then spinach, pumpkin, okay, then we can say this. So carrots, pumpkin, and spinach, vitamin A enriched crops have been developed. Now, vitamin C enriched crop, if we talk, which is developed at IARI, that include bitter gourd. This is a bitter gourd. Then another example is Bethua, which is also known as Chinopodium, the king of green vegetables. Okay, that is Bethua. Then mustard, okay, and tomato. So such vitamin C enriched varieties of bitter gourd, Bethua, and tomato and mustard developed IARI. Apart from this, it is known that iron and calcium enriched crop which was developed by IARI, that include bethua and spinach. And protein enriched bean crops include a broad bean, lub, and French beans. Okay, and golden pea. Garden pea. Garden pea is Pisum sativum. So all these particular are the protein-rich crops. Okay, this is broad bean, this is lub, this is French bean, this is garden. Okay, so be remember, this is broad bean, this is lub, this is French bean, and this is garden pea. Okay, now, so this is what about we can say uh, plant breeding for the improved qualities and their examples. Now, after the biofortification, it is also known that the breeding was done for anti-nutritional factor. So, breeding for anti-nutritional, so breeding for anti-nutritional factor. And if we talk about breeding for anti-nutritional factor, if we talk about anti-nutritional factor, this anti-nutritional factor are compounds present in food present in food and have adverse effect on animals and human growth. Okay, so these are the compounds which present in foods and they have adverse effect on the animal and human growth. If we talk about some of these anti-nutritional factors, okay, which are harmful and we have to remove this, then such we should know about the first such anti-nutritional factors. So we are going to talk about some of the example and the anti-nutritional factor and their effect. Okay, so if we talk about the crop, then anti-nutritional factor and effect, then the first example is Brassica nepus. This Brassica nepus is rapeseed mustard, we can say, and it has anti-nutritional factor, that is glucosinolates and erucic acid. Now it is known that glucosinolate present in oil and not liked by animals. And erucic acid, if we talk, it causes heart ailments, means heart problems. So that is the first. These anti-nutritional factor are found in crop, that is Brassica nepus. Apart from this, second crop is Lathyrus sativus, and this Lathyrus sativus is known as Kesari. And this Kesari has anti-nutritional factor like cyanoalanine. Now this cyanoalanine is considered as neurotoxin, and this neurotoxin or cyanoalanine produced muscular cramps and causes letharism. And apart from this, the third crop is almond, and it has a factor that is amygdalin, and amygdalin give bitter taste of almonds. And the fourth crop is kidney and French beans. This kidney and French beans has lectins as an anti-nutritional factor, and these are the toxic proteins which causing agglutination of RBC, that is agglutination or clumping of RBC. And then when where agglutination occur, the disease known as favism. Disease is known as favism. Okay, so these are the four examples of the crops and their anti-nutritional factor and their effect. Now it is known that there are two varieties of rapeseed or Brassica napus. It is important to note that there is canola and Hoya. This canola and Hoya, if we talk, they are varieties of rapeseed, that is Brassica napus, in which genes of glucosinolates and erucic acid have been deleted. So means these two varieties, canola and Hoya, are free from these genes or these compounds which are particularly anti-nutrition factor which is produced in this rapeseed mustard. And such a way, the particularly by breeding the plants free from the anti-nutrition factor can be obtained. Now we remember that one more important point, that maize, if we talk, is generally rich in thiamine. Is generally rich. Sorry, it is RICH in thiamine, that is vitamin B1. And it is known that wheat variety Kalyan Sona introduced earlier as resistant to leaf rust, and become susceptible to it later. Okay, so this is the wheat variety which is Kalyan Sona, and that is introduced earlier as a resistant variety to the leaf rust. Because of this, it becomes susceptible to it later. Okay, so this way, the particularly we can say the plant breeding for the, we can say, improvement of food quality and the anti-nutrition factor is done. So resistant of the host plant means it is a, we can say, ability to prevent a pathogen from causing disease. Brown rust of which is example of it is a fungal disease which is caused by a brown rust. Okay, and it is known that this brown rust of it is caused by Puccinia recondita. Then Pusa Sadabahar is plant variety of which crop? Pusa Sadabahar is a variety of chili and it is particularly resistant to the disease like chili mosaic virus and tobacco mosaic virus and leaf curl. Okay, so that is all about the what this lecture. Thank you.